Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to another Power Pack session of the Seller Smart Incubation Program. My name is Oluwafunlola Esther Idris, your amiable host for the Seller Smart Incubation Program. And I am so excited for tonight's session because we are about to experience another groundbreaking knowledge, powerful insightful session tonight. And tonight's session is going to be facilitated by Mr. Abiodun Makinde. So I'm so excited for what is about to hit us tonight. And it's week 4 already. Wow, wow, wow. It just seems like yesterday when we started this program. And I just want to congratulate you. I just want to congratulate your tenacity for always showing up, your consistency for pushing through till this time. So welcome once again. I'm going to get off your faces because I need you to pay full attention to what is about to hit you tonight. If you thought that everything that you have been learning within the incubation program for the past 3 weeks is wow, then you are about to experience another level of what we call phenomenal knowledge and insight, right? So I'm going to quickly read Mr. Abiodun Makinde's bio just for us to have a brief understanding of who he is. But I can guarantee you something, that what I'm about to share with you is just a tiny summary of what he is about, right? So Mr. Abiodun Makinde is a visionary entrepreneur and business strategist on a mission to rebuild enterprise in Nigeria. As a co-founder and CEO of African Founders, he has launched multiple startups to drive economic and social impact. He also leads CSR Energy's commercial strategy and is pioneering Jesus Nations, that's Mighty Oaks and Acorns Network, to raise young nation builders. Passionate about excellence, integrity, and transformation, he continues to shape industries and lives. And we are so honored and privileged to have Mr. Abiodun Makinde join us tonight to teach us on customer acquisition, conversion, and retention strategies to grow and scale your business. And so I'm going to leave the floor open for Mr. Abiodun Makinde. So we are so honored to have you. I just want you to pay keen attention to everything that you are going to hear tonight. Make sure that you are not distracted. Get your notes, your notepad, your pen. Listen with your inner ear because you want to catch everything that is going to be shared tonight. And trust me, this session is not a session to be missed. So please go back to the community and drag and grab your other participants to join this session with you. All right, so you may have the floor now.
All right, thank you, Fumi. Good evening, everyone. Please confirm you can hear me clearly. Let me know I can be heard. Am I audible? Is there a way to know if I'm audible? All right. So good evening, everyone. I'm so delighted to be here tonight. I want to say thank you to the management of Seller Smart for bringing this incubation program to entrepreneurs in Nigeria. And one of the things I've learned, right, that as a business owner, as an entrepreneur in this part of the world, is that the biggest problem we have in enterprise is that it's a knowledge gap. It's a knowledge problem. Basically, the knowledge to execute on ideas. Ideas are they're a dime a dozen around the spot. We have people who have fantastic ideas, but how do you implement those ideas? How do you execute on those ideas? That's where the challenge is, right? So, and for a lot of us, because running a business is not just a matter of building even a legacy. It's a matter of survival. A lot of us got here through also. A lot of us got here because we have no other choice. A lot of us got here because that's where the nation pushed us into. There are no jobs out there. There is nothing else to do. We just have to, find our way and find our footing. And that's not a bad thing in itself, right? So, because I mean, you've got to do what you've got to do to survive in this world. But there's a saying that goes that whatever is worth doing at all is worth doing well. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, then be the best you can be. And that's why we are here tonight to talk about, the growth hacking, your business. How do you raise, phenomenal growth from your business, and how do you accelerate your revenue in such a way that you can go from the hustling, mode to becoming a thriving business that grows. All right, so that's where we're here, and we're going to be treating something, a topic that is completely, that's something that I really do cherish a lot. In it's a combination of both marketing and sales, right, together. And one of the things that this does for you is that it allows you to be able to be able to to merge your marketing skills and your sales skills together to get phenomenal results. And that's what growth hacking is all about. Growth hacking is all about the customers, it's all about the revenue, right? So you're growing your impact, you're growing your value, and you're growing your revenue and your importance as a business. And that's what we'll be talking about tonight. All right, I'm trying to I don't know if you guys can see my screen. I'm sharing my screen to you. All right, so okay. All right, so we're going to be talking about the importance of digital channels in today's SME landscape. That's how we're going to start this evening, so that you can see the amount of opportunity that's available for you to be able to grow your business, to be able to make your business completely worthwhile. Now, one of the first things that you're going to realize that in this part of the world, in Africa, in Nigeria, most especially, as of 2024, we have over 150 million internet users and more than 50% smartphone penetration across Nigeria. Other West African countries like Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal are rapidly catching up with us. So most customers already have access to the internet via their mobile devices, which means that businesses can reach them anytime and anywhere. Okay, so there's a business on Instagram that I really like. There's a lady called, I think the store is called Be Unique or something like that. It's a small fashion brand. They have a store in Lagos and they have in Abuja. But before, they just were doing online sales. They use Instagram and they use WhatsApp Business to showcase their new arrivals, and they receive orders through their DM from customers across Nigeria, and then they began to sell. Before you know it, they opened their Abuja store. Now they opened their Lagos store, and then the business is growing, and you can see the impact, you can see the growth every day. Why? Because with the mobile phone, you have access to more customers across the, I mean, beyond the limitations of your location, right? Number two is that you have access to a borderless market, right? Which means that your city or your country does not limit you right now because of digital tools. Local businesses can now sell to customers, who are abroad. I know my wife sells, products, and she gets customers who order from the US, who order from the UK, and she has to ship it to them, right? E-commerce platforms are available right now. E-commerce platforms like SellerSmart, like Jumia, like Konga, like Flutterwave store, like Seller, make it easy for SMEs to accept payments and to ship products anywhere. All right. So now that helps. That helps to change the entire landscape of what you are doing as a business. All right. Then marketing and sales have become a lot more cost effective. Before the advent of digital channels, to run a radio advert or a TV advert or a print advert in a newspaper, especially when you take a center spread, was a lot of money, a huge amount of money. For you to run a 30 seconds advert on a syndicated show like the network news, back in the days, I'm talking about almost 20 years ago, was something averaging around maybe 9 million naira or thereabout, something. I'm not very sure of the numbers, so don't quote me. But it was an obscene amount of money for you to be able to do that, like 20 years ago, to run an advert like Glow and MTN used to do on network, on network news or network television, and then to have them run it severally and run it every single day, the amount of money that costs. But meanwhile, with a fraction of that amount now, you have digital platforms like Facebook, like WhatsApp, like Instagram, like Google, who now offer you affordable, but not just affordable marketing, but also targeted marketing. You can target your marketing and your messaging to the kind of people who need your services. If you're advertising on network news, you are just targeting the number of people who are watching the news. It's not everybody who watches the news that can afford to buy. As a matter of fact, most of us who used to watch all these TV adverts back in the days did not have the ability to buy any of them. Maybe when we can afford it later, we can buy it, which is also the other advantage that there is. But at that moment, a lot of our families did not have the money to buy a thermocool TV, or sorry, a thermocool fridge, and yet we used to watch thermocool adverts on our television almost every night. And there used to be one beautiful advert where you open the thermocool fridge and then it all suddenly just fills up with food, and it makes you feel as if my daddy buys this thermocool fridge, if we just open it like this, food will just be coming there. We're kids that back in this, that was the thinking back in the days. So but right now you can run ads with as little as 5,000 naira, and you can see real-time metrics. You can see the number of likes, the number of clicks, the number of impressions, and number of conversions with just a little bit of money. So we have cost-effective marketing and sales. All right, then you have what we call customer engagement and retention, right, in today's world. So that's one of the opportunities that the digital channel gives you. You are able to measure your customer engagement. You're able to know how to retain your customers, right? You can use WhatsApp Business, you can use Telegram, you can use email marketing, you can use SMS, for more direct, personalized campaign and engagement. And you can retain your customers through relationship building, through loyalty programs, through after sales support, right? There is so much that you can do. And then we have what is called data-driven decision making. There is a lot of, that data-driven, decisions that you can make right now. Before, you didn't know anything about your customer behavior. You didn't know how your ads were performing. You didn't understand the trends of sales. But right now, you can measure all those things. You have the data on them, and you can begin to make informed business decisions because of what you're seeing, right? And then digital channels have leveled the playing field for you. It means that you can compete with larger companies by leveraging your creativity, by becoming a storyteller, and by using community. For instance, now, case in point, before, in the humor industry, right? Comedians, we know about stand-up comedians. We know that the likes of Alibaba, Basket Mouth, Funny Bone, and all those things were the rulers. They were the kingpins of that industry. But something happened. People discovered that you can do skits, and then all of a sudden you begin to have people like Mr. Macaroni, you begin to have people like what's the name of this Abiola guy, you begin to have people like Wole Agba, and you begin to have people coming who began to usurp the status quo. They didn't have the budget, they didn't have the platform, they didn't have the clout of these guys, they didn't have the big companies who come to them for endorsement. They don't have an MTN sponsoring their show. They were not doing a night of 1,000 laughs. They were not doing January 1st with Alibaba concert. But you see, they were doing 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minute skits on Instagram, and before you know it, they upended the entire industry and they became the kings of the industry. That now that even the people who used to be the kings of the industry are now looking to collaborate with these young guys, right? Because they are now the ones who have the following, they have the followership. Why? Because they leverage their creativity using the power of storytelling and community, the followership online, and they were able to upend the entire industry so much that they are now the ones who are in charge of the industry. And guess what? Even the ones who started the skit making, Brother Shaggy, all of them right now, there are young guys who are coming up every single day who are upending them day by day because they need to be on their game. Creativity is the name of the game. You need to be creative, you need to be funny, you need to be able to tell stories, you need to be able to catch people's attention. People don't have the time to listen to anything boring. The moment you are out of your depth, they move on to somebody else because there's somebody else who is coming up with a new content that is really. Now, if you look at that and you apply that to your business, you realize that you don't need to have the budget of MTN to begin to take your business to another level. Once you can leverage on your creativity, on your storytelling and your community, you can become a threat even to those who are within your industry. All right. Now you can also use something like viral marketing. You can use influencers. Influencers, did a lot for a lot of medium-sized businesses. And even big-sized businesses now, right now, they began to use influencers. So most of all these kit makers eventually also began to sign up contracts and began to do endorsement and ambassadorship, leveraging on their influence. So they became influencer partners or partnerships with big brands. Right? And then you can begin to leverage on user-generated content, which allows for the feedback you get from the people who are following you to begin to take your product to another level. So number 7 thing is another advantage of that we have from digital channels today is that you have agility, that nimbleness in changing economic times. Because of COVID-19 in 2020, a lot of things changed. Most people started working from home. Content became the real source of income for a lot of people. SMEs that already had a digital presence before 2020 were able to adapt faster by shifting to delivery and to online sales and to virtual consultation than businesses who were doing strictly offline. They could not. It was too hard for them. They were now looking for how to build a website. They were looking for how to open their Instagram pages. But meanwhile, businesses who had already adapted to a digital first approach were the ones who were able to turn a corner during the COVID-19 saga. A lot of fitness coaches who were just in the gym took their fitness training online, and they all made a killing. They became instant celebrities. They started doing well simply because they understood that a changing times requires changing methodology. So they adapted to it. So a bottom line tonight is this: digital channels are no longer a luxury. They are a survival tool if you're going to be in business. Digital channels are a growth engine for your business. Digital channels give you a competitive advantage. Any business that master the tools or the digital channels that are available will be the ones that will dominate their industries in the years to come. All right. So that's it. That's just my introduction. So we're going to talk about 3 major things tonight. We're talking about customer acquisition. We're talking about customer acquisition. We're talking about customer conversion, and then we're also talking about customer retention. Acquisition, conversion, and retention. For you to have any business that is going to grow, that is going to do well, you must be able to go through those three phases, you know, exclusively. You must be able to go through these three phases, and you must be able to leverage, you know, your digital channels to ensure that those three things are completely solid within your business, you know, setup. All right. So the first thing is customer acquisition. Now, the truth is that even if you are selling ice cream, which is like everybody loves ice cream, right? If you do not find the very good place, you do not tell people about your ice cream, you don't find a good place to set up your ice cream shop, you do not find a good location where children and, you know, and adults with sweet tooth always pass and all that, you are not going to sell. The first rule of business is you must acquire your customer. So customer acquisition is critical. And the first thing about customer acquisition is that you must know who your ideal customer is. Who is your ideal customer? What does your customer look like? Do you know your customer when you see them? So your ideal customer is called your customer persona, right? Or a customer persona or a buyer persona is like a detailed semi-fictional profile of your ideal customer. It is based on real data. It is based on market research and insights about your existing customers. So for instance, now, if you're selling online, you need to know the persona of your customer for you to be able to target the right people with the right message on the right channels. If, for instance, now since you started selling online, your buyers have been buying, they've been ordering, right? And they buy maybe through Instagram or they buy through SellerSmart, right? And then somebody tells you, oh, you need to open a Jumia store, or you need to open a Konga store, or you need to open a GG store, right? Meanwhile, the sales you have made them on SellerSmart, right? Now, if you go and do that, you may sell some. I mean, I'm not doubting that. But the point is that instead of trying to grow a non-existent channel, what you should do is to look at what already works and put in, you know, you can easily take your 6 to a 9 than try to take your 1 to a 5. Yeah. The amount of effort you will need to take your 6 to a 9 is little compared to what you will need to take your 1 to a 5. So you must understand who are the people who buy from you. Why does it matter? First and foremost, that it helps you to stop wasting money marketing to people who are not going to buy. Now, from statistics, if in a 100 people, right? In 100 people, 30 people don't want to buy from you. 30% of the people that you're going to market to, they don't want what you are selling. They don't want it. They're not looking for it. They don't want it. In fact, they don't want you to contact them. Now, another 30%, they don't know what you are selling. And frankly, they don't really care. It's not like if they know about it, they might not want it. But right now, they don't know about it. They don't really care about it. Now, 30% of the people, another 30%, now making 90%, another 30% they are open to maybe buying from you if they become aware, or if you take the time to teach them what you're selling. All right. Now, out of the remaining 10%, only 3% are ready to go right now to say, okay, whatever you are buying, I want to sell. So 3 people out of 100 are the ones who are ready to buy from you. And this has been proven, this is from statistics, proven across any continent of the world. That's why you, as a salesperson, that's why when you are a business person, you don't stop because people say no. You have to keep on, because out of every 100 no's, you are going to get 3 yeses. That's the statistics, basically. Unless you know how to begin to target the right kind of people, so that if you target the more people like the 3 people who say yes, you're going to get more yeses out of them. So when you understand your ideal customer your ideal customer, your customer persona, you are going to stop wasting money marketing to the people who are not going to buy from you. Number two, you're going to begin to speak directly to your audience's need. You are going to begin to use their language to speak to them because you know the type of people who want what you are selling. So you're not trying to market to everybody. And number three is that you are going to improve the design of your product. You are going to improve your services. You are going to improve your pricing. You're going to improve your distribution because you're going to be getting the right kind of feedback from the right kind of people who are using your product. You know, the kind of feedback you get from somebody who doesn't want what you are selling is the kind of feedback that will discourage you, that will make you give up on the business. But when somebody buys from you and says, you know what, I used your product, I bought it, I think that you can improve on this thing, that is a gold. That is gold. You can use that kind of feedback to make your business better. You can improve your product design, you can improve your pricing, you can improve the quality of your service because you are getting the right kind of of feedback. That is why you need to have a customer persona, an ideal customer. So what are the elements of a customer persona? Number one is your demographics. This is very, very important. What is the age of the kind of people who are buying from you? What is the age of the people who are using your products? What is the agenda? What is their location? Are they in the urban, rural areas? Are they in a different kind of state? Are they in the city? Right? What kind of people are they? Right? For instance, now if you are selling in Lagos, are your customers, are they more on the mainland or they are more on the island? If on the island, which part of the island? Not, is it Ekpe? Is it Agugi? Is it Ibejuleki? Or are they in VI? Or are they in Lekki Phase 1? Are they in Ikoyi? You know those places, even though they are all on Lagos Island, they differ. The kind of people who live within those areas differ completely. That location determines the kind of customer persona you're going to have. What is the income level of the people who are buying from you? For instance, now, if you are selling a product and one unit of that product goes for, let's say, 100,000 naira per unit, that's a bit pricey. In a country where the government has promised to pay a 70,000 naira minimum wage and has not fulfilled it, right? In a place where a lot of states are still paying 30,000 naira as minimum wage, then you know that if you're selling something that is 100,000 naira per unit, it is above minimum wage. Then you cannot expect people who are collecting minimum wage to buy from you. So you need to then begin to target the kind of people who can afford your product. Your product is not a mass product. You cannot be thinking of selling 1 million copies of a product that you're selling 100,000 naira per unit. That's completely unrealistic and idealistic. You're not going to, it's not going to work. It's not a mass product. Selling 1 million copies is out of the question. Maybe in 10 years or 20 years, though. Yeah. So what is the education level of the people who are buying from you? What is the marital family status of the people who are buying from you? All right. Is your product more convenient for singles, for spinsters, or for bachelors? Right? Is it more convenient for people who are divorced? Is it more convenient for single moms or single dads? Is it more convenient for people who have children but they are working class mothers with a lot of children? Right? You need to break down the demographic so that you can know exactly how to speak the language of the people you are trying to sell to. Number two is the psychographics of your customer. What is their lifestyle and values? What are the things that they like? What are the things that they do? So, for instance, now my clients are the kind of people who would like to go to the polo club on a Saturday afternoon. For instance, they like to go to the boat club, right, to hang out with their friends, have a drink or two, talk about politics and things like that. Those are the kind of things that's the lifestyle they live, right? They hang out Friday night, they always jive Friday night to maybe 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. before they go back home. So this kind of, you need to understand the psychographics. What are the values? The kind of people I sell to are people who they are completely religious people. They are churchgoers. They don't have time for any shenanigans or anything that is outside of the scope, of something righteous. So you need to know the psychographic of the people you're trying to sell to. Then number two is number two of that is, what is the pain point and what are the challenges that they have? Now, every product you are selling, every value you are giving, right, has two uses, right? The value proposition of your product or service is two. It's either it's a pain reliever or it is a gain enhancer. So it's either a pill that relieves my pain so that I have a pain, you are helping me to take it away, or it is something that already it amplifies something that is already useful for me. So I have a gain, I have something that is positive already in my life, but your product now makes that positive thing better. It amplifies it. So it's either it's a gain enhancer or it's a pain reliever. Your product or service can only fall within those two. If it is not relieving pain and it is not enhancing my gain, it is completely useless as a service or a product. Take that from me. So you have to understand that your ideal customer, you have to find out what exactly what pain are you relieving for them? What is the pain you are helping them to take away, or what is the gain you are enhancing for them? Because sometimes it's not all about, taking a pain away. Sometimes you are enhancing a gain. You have to understand what is the gain you are trying to enhance within their life. All right. So you have to understand what are the challenges that they have that your product is going to solve for them. Then what is the goals or aspiration of the people you are trying to sell to? What are their goals? What are their aspirations? For instance, now people who are let's say your customers right now, they are young, unmarried people between the age of, let's say, 27 to 35, who are just starting out life, trying to build a life and everything and all that. So you have a product that allows them, so they want to have, their own pad. By pad I mean their own home. They want to have their own apartment. They want to be able to settle down. They want to be able to put a very good apartment together. They want to, if possible, be able to own their apartment, but they don't want to live in Ajangbadi. They don't want to live in Saleafa. They don't want to live in Ikorodu. They want to live somewhere hip. They want to live in Bagada. They want to live in maybe not in Yaba, maybe not Surulere. They want to live somewhere hip. They want to live in Lekki if necessary. If necessary, if you can get good water around their location, they don't mind living in Lekki, right? But that's their goal, that's their aspiration. So if you are selling a product, let's say you are selling real estate and all that, or you are offering real estate services, then you ought to know that what you should be offering to them is something aspirational, something that helps to meet their goal. So it is something to say, okay, you know what, we know this is where you are right now, we know this is what your budget is, but if we give you this, if you bring it, we can bring you here that in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you are able to achieve this goal and this aspiration that you have. So you are growing with them, you are helping them to reach their goal. They will love you for it. They will give you all their money. Then what are the things that motivates them to buy? What is their buying motivation? What is their buying motivation? There is an eatery, a fast-growing eatery in Ibadan called Item 7 Go. They just opened in Lagos a few weeks back on Allen Avenue, right? Item 7 Go is one of the biggest competition to any eatery or any fast food chain in Nigeria today. Believe me, they understand their ideal customer persona. They are not trying to cater to the high and mighty, to the rich and wealthy. They are trying to cater, they understand the Nigerian terrain, and they are trying to cater to people who do not have a lot of money to spend on food. So in Ibadan, a plate of food, of rice, jollof rice with beef, is 2,000 naira. Now, it is one of the tastiest jollof rice you will ever eat anywhere in this country. It is smoky, patty jollof rice mixed with fried rice if you want to, with a beef. I mean, the beef is just a single beef and maybe a single plantain. But they are so fast, they do not have a place to sit. Everybody queues, buy their food and go. They do not have overheads. They do not have sitting places. They don't have, they don't have overheads for cleaning. They don't have overheads for running air condition. They don't have all those things that all the other restaurants will put in place and will add and stack up to the other. They don't have it. I mean, they have large buildings. They use a small space. They use only 2 ACs, and they are chillers. And the guys who are serving the food, they are so fast that they can serve 150 people within an hour. Actually, a lot more than that. They can do a lot more than 150 people within an hour. That's how fast they are. Completely like clockwork, like a chain. They've broken it down. In Lagos, yesterday, people were coming from church and they were queuing up, right, with their ties, with their suits. And let me tell you, one of the things that I found out is that the high and mighty are also coming there to come and queue to buy food because it is a lot cheaper. On Sunday afternoon, when you're coming from church, you don't want to go and cook again. The food is completely affordable and you can easily buy it and buy extras. They are making a killing. In less than 7 months, they open, I think, about 5 or 6 branches within Ibadan. They understand the buying motivations of the people that they are targeting. That these people, they want to eat good food, but they don't have a lot of money. So they made good food available. Completely available. What are the attitudes of people who are buying from you towards price, towards quality, towards brand? Let me tell you one of the things that they also did. They have the best branding out of any fast food eatery in Nigeria. Bar none. Their branding is so good that you want to stand in front of their building all day doing nothing, just standing there. Colossal buildings, completely branded from top to bottom. Black, yellow, red, I think, and white. That's all. Completely beautiful, out of this world. People love good things. People love to gather where things look good. And it is not a crime. Even if you don't have money, you should be able to stand and take a picture where things look good. So they understood the psychographic of the people, and now they are making a killing. Number 3 is the behavioral patterns of the people who are buying from you. Where do they hang out online? Are your customers, are they WhatsApp customers? Are they Instagram customers? Are they TikTok customers? Are they Facebook customers? Are they Google? How do you advertise them? Oh, your friend says, oh, I am making a killing advertising on Google. Google adverts are not cheap, right? Who says that your own customers are on Google? Why do you have to run Google ads? Yours might be Facebook ads, which is a lot more cheaper than Google ads. Yours might be Instagram ads, which is a lot more cheaper than even Facebook ads, right? So yours might be TikTok. You need to know where your customers are hanging out online. How do they prefer to buy from you? Cash on delivery, mobile transfer? Do they like to order online and pay online, then you deliver? How do they prefer to buy? Understand that. Then when do they shop? Some of us have not yet understood how to target our customers. Some of your customers only buy at the end of the month when they receive their salary. You have not learned to understand that. You have not watched the cycle of your business, that you get more orders towards the end of the month than at the beginning of the month. So you are always trying to run your ads towards the beginning of the month. If you know that people buy at the end of the month, do you know when you should run your ads? Or when it is almost the end of the month. So before they collect that salary, you already begin to bombard them. Wasting money running ads at the beginning of the month is completely wasted. When do people buy from you? When their children resume school. Then you need to begin to target them just before the school resumption. By the time they are closing the term, between the holidays, you target them vicariously. 1 month of targeting, running your adverts towards them, and then you make your money, and then you can go and rest until the next school resumption. Then what are the product specific insights that you have? For instance, now when you are trying to sell to somebody, what are the objections they have to buying from you? What are the things they tell you, the reasons they give you for not buying from you? What are the questions that the people who are trying to buy your product, what are the questions that they ask you repeatedly? They are always repeating those questions when they are talking to you. They are asking you. Most of us don't pay attention to things like this. You always get irritated when somebody asks you a question twice. You don't understand what it means to be in business. If you are going to be in business, you must learn how to respond or how to observe what people are asking over and over again. The things that they are asking repeatedly. The things that they're asking you repeatedly. It is important. What are the repeated things that they're asking you? What brands or alternatives do they currently use? Who are they buying from right now? Who is selling to them right now? Now they are making inquiries about your product or your service. Who else is selling that service or that product to them? You need to go and research that. You need to find out what exactly that person is selling to them. Why are they leaving that person? If not, you will make the same mistake. Why don't they want to buy from the person again? If somebody is doing you well, giving you a good price, serving you and serving your needs, you will not go away from them. So if they are moving away from somebody that is serving them at the moment, your job is to find out why they are moving away from that person. Or else you are going to make the same mistake that person made with this customer. Don't just be thankful that, oh, people left somebody to come and buy from you. Find out why. Why? So that you don't make the same mistake. All right? So all we have just done right now is we're still on know your ideal customer. We're still on customer persona. All right? So, and we're still on customer acquisition. That's where we are right now. We have not even moved from here. So what are the top channels that you need to look at? All right? Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, Google, TikTok, and emails. Some people say emails are dead. Emails are not dead. You just don't know how to use it. Emails are not dead. Emails is still one of the highest converting channels, anywhere. As a matter of fact, whatever you do, you need to add email to it. That's how you stay relevant, using a digital channel. All right. Email is so dead cheap that if you master it well, you can be getting crazy conversions from your email, that will almost be as if you are using juju. Yes, if you know and understand how to use email properly. So these are the channels you should look at. These are the channels that are available for you to acquire customers. So you are supposed to look at these channels and say, okay, how do I acquire customers from this channel? So that leads us to tactics. So the tactics is the ways in which you are going to acquire your customers. So the first thing is you run campaigns. The second thing is you can use influencers. The third thing is you can, use referrals. And number 4 is to use paid ads. Now, running campaigns is not the same thing as running paid ads, even though a campaign can actually contain running a paid ad as part of your campaign. But a campaign is an holistic plan, right? That incorporates a lot of things together that makes it a campaign. So you're trying to do like a drive. Let me cite an example of of a campaign. So you see that sometimes musicians, they would come up with a new song, then they will now do what is called a dance challenge, right? They'll come up with a new dance step and then now tell people to begin to do the dance challenge and begin to create videos and upload those videos. So they now have what is called user-generated content. So that's a campaign. You do a campaign and say people, okay, for instance, maybe Davido released an album called 5. And they started, saying everybody should do 5 things, right? And then everybody started doing, name 5 things I like about OBO, name 5 things I like about this business, name 5 things I like about Seller Smart. Now that's a campaign, right? You can run an ad just so that the message can go viral, so that people can see it. But you see, the campaign itself does not thrive on the ads. The campaign is the response of the people to what you are asking them to do. So when you now have 1 million uploads of different videos of people doing what you're asking them to do, that's a successful campaign. That's what the campaign is all about. It spreads. So it's a form of viral marketing that allows your message to spread or your brand to connect across several divides. That's a campaign. All right. So you must learn how to find a moment to do a campaign for your business, right? You can launch a campaign that allows, and a campaign doesn't have to be you alone. You can collaborate with other businesses, you can collaborate with influencers, you can collaborate with other channels to do a campaign. It's called a campaign. You can find people who are running something that is similar or complementary to your own and do a campaign together with them. Usually a campaign is not necessarily about them buying from you. A campaign is about visibility. A campaign is about them knowing you. For instance, now let me set an example. If I tell you that, okay, this song, this the dance step, you have to do this dance step and upload the video, and anybody who has the best likes on their video will win $1 million. You know that for you to be able to do that dance step, you have to go and listen to the song, Abby. You need to go and download that song. Guess what? I didn't tell you to go and download the song. I just said upload a video. But before you go upload it, you have to go and look at the song. You have to go and download the song. So you get the song, and then you begin to do exactly what that is. So they are indirectly telling you to do something, but because they are not saying it directly to you, that thing, is not completely, it's not unethical. It's an ethical way of getting you to do what they want you to do, but in a way that also satisfies whatever you also want. All right. So influencers, we all know what influencers are. You get influencers. That's influencers already have followership. They have a following. They have built a following based on what they do, the kind of product they promote, the kind of services they offer, the kind of entertainment value they give to their followers for their followers, or the kind of content that they create on their channels. They have a followership. Now you must understand that an influencer must align with the value of your brand before they become useful to you. Don't go and take an influencer whose claim to influence is an OnlyFans channel, and meanwhile you are trying to sell Bible. How do you want to sell Bible to an OnlyFans audience, right? Well, they need the Bible. It's just that they might not readily want to buy it themselves. All right, you probably would have to give them for free. So you need to find a way to match the influencer to the ideal and the value of the organization, of the company. Your business and the influencer you choose to partner with must have things in common. There must be things about their followership and their content that resonates with your business, because people are going to look at you as the same. If somebody begins to talk about us, begin to wear the brand of your business or wear the logo of your, begin to post about your business, if that person has a bad character, your business has a bad character too. It just, is a law of association. Okay. Then referrals are a candid way of acquiring customers. It's almost like an inexpensive way of getting customers. So you already have a customer who have bought something from you. You are asking that customer that, recommend somebody else to come and buy from me. All right. Which means that if you are able to satisfy that customer, you are able to convert your initial customer, you are able to retain them, you can then bring them to a place where they're going to refer more people to you. And one of the things you can also do is to make the referral process, first and foremost, very easy. Second is make it worth their while. Also share out of the, because there is a customer acquisition cost. We're going to get there. There's a price to pay for acquiring a customer. So if you're going to get referrals, you must be willing to at least, give something to your existing customers that will allow them to willingly be able to refer you to others. And then the fourth thing is to use paid ads. Just use your money, blow it, and begin to target your ideal customer persona and begin to run ads towards them in the hope that they will look at your ads, they would, they will pity you, and then they will buy from you. All right. Okay. Okay. I'm going to skip this case study. All right. The case study is my wife's business, but there are also some of the things we did to also in the past to use Instagram and WhatsApp for our growth, right? Give out free samples, talk to people, and all that. So and that works. You have. I remember there was time several years ago when we were opening a restaurant. We had the first day of the opening of the restaurant. It was free food. Everybody could get their food for free. So we had, hundreds of people come and eat for free. Of course, when the food was finished, it was finished. So you have to come in early, you have to sit down and eat the food. And because, it was going to cost a lot to serve people food for free, right? But You are banking on the fact that this food is good, the customer service is excellent, the food is affordable, and that when they eat it, then they would want to come back. And that's what happened. The restaurant took on a life of its own because people liked what they ate, they liked the ambience, they liked everything, and they saw it. And that's a campaign, right? That's something you can do. It was not an online channel, it was an offline thing, but yet it still works. All right. Okay, so the class assignment I'm going to give you is you are going to design a customer acquisition strategy for your business. I want you to, based on the things I've shared with you this evening about your customer persona, so you are going to write down the ideal customer persona for your business. If you don't have it yet, you need to sit down with it right now. You need to map out the channels that your existing customers, how they buy from you and all that. Now, the channels, you realize that I didn't put Jumia, Gigi, and all those. Jumia and Gigi are not channels. SellerSmart is not a channel. SellerSmart is a store, right? You are selling on, but how do you bring your customers to come and buy on your store on SellerSmart? That is your channel, all right? So that SellerSmart is not a channel, it's a store. So it's your choice. It's just like your address, the address of your business online. That's perfect. But you can use the channels to drive the customer that you need to come to your store to come and buy from you. So I want you to design a customer acquisition strategy for your business. So let's go to customer conversion. All right. So if you have any questions, please put up your questions in the chat. If I see your questions, I will respond to them. We're still going to have a question and answer session at the back, but I hope you stay for the length of the class. It's going to be a full class. So I'll try to make it as fast as I can. All right. I'm still running through a lot of things that I have not even shared, from the last slide. Okay. So we're going to customer conversion. Now, when you acquire a customer, right? Acquire that, in marketing lingua is you get a lead, right? So you acquire a lead. A customer acquisition is equal to getting a lead. A lead is not yet a buyer until they have put their money in their pocket to buy from you. But you can acquire them to come and experience your product, right? So like I said, part of our customer acquisition for that restaurant I mentioned earlier was to open up the place and get people to come and eat for free. Everybody that ate that day dropped their phone number, dropped their contacts, right, and all that, and gave their review about the food they ate. So guess what? They are leads. They were not yet customers. They were not paying for the food. So a lot of times what you are going to acquire first is you're going to acquire leads, but you still now have a job after getting those leads. So what an influencer does for you is to get you leads for your business, people who are interested in you. So when they do a post or you do a boost or you do whatever they call it now, they do it for you and then they drop a post. So all of a sudden you find out 3,000 people liked your product, they liked your post, right? Meanwhile, you are barely getting 9 likes on that post before, but because an influencer posted it and posted your channel, so you have a lot of people adding you as friends, following you and liking your products and all that. But you see, they are only leads. They have not yet become customers. There are things you must do to convert them into becoming a customer. All right. So one of the tactics that you need to use for customer conversion is what we're going to talk about right now. First and foremost is that you use landing pages. If you have a website or you have a customer service page, you need to have a landing page that is good. Now, even your Instagram channel can be used as a landing page, of some sort, because that is where people are going to come to, when they hear about you. They're going to look for you. It's either they find out your website, your personal website. They might not even find out your store on SellerSmart yet, but we're going to come to that place. Your store is where they're going to buy from. But you see, your landing page is where they want to learn about you. They need to know what kind of business you are. They need to know what kind of service you offer. So that is very, very important, that you must have a page or a place where people can come and look for you. And on that page, 2 major things are important, right? Your social proof. Social proof is people who have bought from you, who have used your product, who are happy using it, who are, excited using it, right? That is social proof. Who have commented on it, who have reviewed it. You find that when you try to buy something on Gigi, right? You get there is a review. When you go to the review, you see how many people have bought product from that person and how many times they have commented. And you see how many people said this person is good. How many people said don't, this person is a scammer, don't buy from them. On social, on Seller Smart too, you also have that. There is a place to review your services, to review the product, to review the experience of the customer buying product from you. So social proof is important. When you take your social proof and take screenshot of it, when you have good social proof and you put it on your landing page, it becomes complete. It becomes like a bomb. It becomes atomic in nature. It can change the it can convince a lead to buy from you. A lead is somebody who is just doing window shopping. They have money, but they don't know whether they want to buy from you because they don't know you. But when they see 3, 4, 5 people, random people who have said, oh, we bought from this person is good, buy from this person I had a good experience, this person is trustworthy, I paid, I got it. It's not a case of what we ordered, what we got. It's a good, a good service that they got. Guess what? That social proof is going to convince other people to want to buy. Then secondly, you have to have a strong call to action. CTAs means call to actions. A call to action is an invitation to buy. A lot of us have pages, we have WhatsApp pages, we have WhatsApp, WhatsApp business, and we have catalogs, we have a lot of things, we have our Instagram pages, we post on, you post on WhatsApp status every single day. You just post pictures of your product. You don't invite anybody to buy from you. If you don't invite them to buy, they are not going to buy. You invite them to buy. It must be strong. Strongly invite them to buy. There is something called FOMO, fear of missing out. Always put a FOMO in your call to action. Let them know that if they are not buying, they're not taking action immediately, they are missing out something. You have a 25% deal. You have a 40% off deal that is going on, that's going to last for the next 3 hours. If you don't buy now, you don't order right now, or you don't make a booking right now, or you don't do a deposit, all you need to do is a 10,000 deposit, or 5,000 deposit, or a 10% deposit, and then we can keep that product for you. Guess what? If you don't make that deal within the next 3 hours, it is gone. We will never sell it at that price again. People don't want to miss out on that. So you put a strong call to action and get them to come and buy from you. Part of customer conversion is live demos. You need to demo how your product works. So how does your product help my life? What is your product going to do for me? Some of us are selling products that people don't even know how to use. They don't know how it's going to work for them. So demo it. If you are selling, for instance, now, you have a platform, right? And your platform is going to help people, do X, Y, and Z. Then you need to create a video, show them how that platform helps their life, how it changes everything for them. Show them how that platform can relieve their pain or enhance their gain. You need to show them. That's a live demo. You want them through the platform. Invite them to come and see how the platform will help their life get better. So when you invite them into a live demo, guess what? Many times, people who attend a live demo, about 20 to 25% of them get converted, up to 33% actually, get converted as customers if the live demo is successful. Another thing is called a product walkthrough. Walk them through. It's almost similar to a live demo. A live demo is for a platform or an app. A product walkthrough is for a physical product. You do a product walkthrough and you show them how that product can bless their life, can change everything for them. You are selling let's say you are selling a supplement that helps people with maybe with weight loss, for instance. Now then you do a product walkthrough. This is how to use this product in the morning. Early in the morning you use this, you use 2. In the night you use 2. You do 3 minutes or 4 minutes of exercise. You also do those exercises yourself. And then if you are trying to sell a product that makes people lose weight, you are better not be fat. Or you have to use that product on yourself. So make yourself the first experiment. Use that product on yourself. Begin to use the product. Let them see your weight loss journey. Invite them to be part of it. They will love it. People are always, they love things that are real. They love things that are realistic. They love, you know, I mean, reality TV shows are the best shows in the world today. People love things that are real. Their WhatsApp catalogs. Your WhatsApp catalogs are there. Use them. Put things there so that people can see it and they can buy from you. Some of us use WhatsApp catalogs as if we're using as if we're in a live store. Put the link to your Seller Smart, you know, store on your WhatsApp business. Let people know that go to this store, you can find discounts here, you can find deals here. I have a 10% discount on everything that is on this WhatsApp guide if you buy from Seller Smart. That's it. Before you know it, people are trooping there to go and buy from you. Number 3, the tools that you use, especially on your social media or digital channels, right? You know, Linktree. Most of you don't have a Linktree, you know, on account on your Instagram. All your channels, all your landing pages and places where people can buy from you, like your Seller Smart store, should be in your Linktree. That's how people. So when people land on your Instagram page or they land on your TikTok page, and they are looking to buy, they go to your bio. In your bio, there should be a Linktree, and put it when you are putting the Linktree. Don't just put my Seller Smart store. No, put that this, you know, buy directly from this store. Get a 15% discount if you buy from here. Put it, see, or make it interesting for the customer to want to buy from you. You must do something to convert. Don't just put your store link there. Give them a reason to go to that. You know that when you have a link, to click that link, there is an opposition. I don't want to go. I don't want to do that because that link is going to take me out of Instagram. But give me an incentive to want to leave Instagram to come to that link. Give me something. That's how to market and sell properly. That's how to convert a customer. You give him something that will entice him to leave and follow you, and then make it worth his while. You can use Bitly link to shorten your URLs. Use Paystack. There is a Paystack store to. I mean, if you're on Seller Smart, all those things are not going to be. It's already integrated into the Seller Smart store, so you can already get your payment. You know, using Seller Smart, you can get your, instead of using Seller, you can use Seller Smart and all that. Then you can integrate chatbots. For instance, now one of the tools that I built, right, you know, allows you to be able to, you know, to create a complete, fully functional chatbot that speaks exactly like you on WhatsApp, right? And when people are chatting with it, it gives them all the answers you will ever give. And every time you are chatting on WhatsApp, especially when you are chatting using your business line, because that's what we configure it to, it is listening, it is observing your conversation with the customer. Next time anybody is going to ask questions, is going to mimic your voice and your answers to any other person who's asking a similar question. All right, so use a chatbot. Don't say you cannot afford it. These things are becoming increasingly cheaper to afford. All right, you can do that. Then another thing is to do a case study. For instance, now okay, let me leave the case study alone. So there is a lady on Instagram, Stock Beddings or Stock Boss or something. She sells bed sheets, and I don't know if anybody knows her. She sells bed sheets, she sells duvets and all that. Now every single time whether she's in China trying to get the best, whatever, she's online, she's doing a video, she's doing Instagram live, she's telling you this, when our market arrives, sometimes 2 a.m. in the middle of the night, they are offloading. She is there by herself in the warehouse offloading with her sisters. So she's recording everything. She's on Instagram live. People are there, you know, they are just looking at her. Wow, you are so hardworking. Let me tell you, after they finish, you are so hardworking, they get into a DM and they order. They buy from her. Then she will now run a limited offer. She will run what's it called? She will run a campaign. Before you know it, she has sold everything that she just brought in. Within days, they finished the trailer load of products she just brought in. And now she has to go for now and again. And she will tell people, it don't finish, don't order again. Let me go to the market again and bring more. All right. So now that you have understood customer conversion, what can you improve to boost your conversions? What do you need to do better? We've talked about landing pages. We have talked about social proof, about strong call to actions. We have talked about live demos, product walkthroughs, WhatsApp catalogs. We've talked about using tools like Linktree and Bitly, and chatbots. And we have talked about how you can use Instagram lives. Go on Instagram, do lives, talk to people, be real about your business, invite them. All these people, ladies used to do a lot of leads on Instagram and do on TikTok, do this GRWM, get ready with me videos. Instead of doing get ready with me videos where you are showing people your underwear and telling them to enter your clothes with you, show them the behind the scenes of your business. Show them your hustle. Show them what it takes for you to be able to create that thing. Do Instagram lives, do shows where you are hustling, where you are grinding, where you are trying to cut, your clothes, where you are trying to mix your products, where you are in the market. In fact, maybe you don't even want to show how you are mixing your products. That's your trade secret. Show them how you are in the market, sourcing for the product. Where you are buying your black soap, you are buying your materials, you are inside the Dumota, or you are inside Election Lawyer, or whatever market you patronize, you are there trying to get ready, trying to buy the products. Do Instagram lives there. I'm shy. Well, people who are shy are always poor. Most times. Yeah. Because you will not know how to ask for help. You don't know how to, because you are too shy. You are not doing us a favor by doing an Instagram live of you. You are trying to sell your market. You should be shameless about it. There is no shame in trying to make an honest living. So if you still have shame, you think people are going to care about your face because you have pimples on your face. That's why you don't want to do Instagram live. If something is worrying you, maybe you like poverty more than, sorry, I didn't mean to be abusive. It's just the way I talk to people like that straight so that they can get what I'm saying. Apologies, please. Forgive me. I don't mean to be rude, but you understand what I'm saying. Don't like your poverty more than more than your success. Poverty is not good. So learn how to be shameless about what you want. Pursue that thing. All right, please. I hope I'm forgiving. All right. All right. Let's go to the final one: customer retention. Now, this is where the king of your business is. Wow. This is where you are going to. This is where you are going to really make the big money. All right. People, a lot of us we do well with acquiring customers. You can even convert them and sell to them. But if you notice, you realize that some of your customers, they've only bought from you once or twice and they don't buy from you again. There is a reason why. When you retain a customer, it has a lot more profit than when you have to go and acquire one. There is a cost to customer acquisition. There is money you have to pay to acquire every single customer. And your customer acquisition is not worth it if you are not going to retain your customers for at least a number of years so that they keep buying from you without you having to try to sell to them. Every customer you already have right now, you don't need to begin to run paid ads to them. You can do WhatsApp blast. You can do email blast. You can do SMS blast because you already have their phone numbers. You already have their WhatsApp numbers. You already have their email addresses. So why are you paying to talk to them? You can reach them cheaply now without it costing you. And guess what? Because they bought from you before, if they trust your brand and they know exactly what you're selling, guess what? They want to buy from you again. All you just need to know is remind them. Secondly, is that you need to market more things to them that allows them to want to keep you top of mind. So there is, in customer retention, there's something called life cycle marketing. You need to understand what is the lifetime value or what is the life cycle of every customer. Let's say that when you look at your business, The number of years a customer can stay with you for is, let's say, 2-3 years. Let's say 2 years, right? It means that within that 2 years, your customer lifetime value must be enough to guarantee that if you spend X amount of money to acquire them, it will pay you at the long run. Let me cite an example. If your CLTV, which is your customer lifetime value, is, let's say, if this person stay with you for 2 years, they are going to spend 120,000 on your business. That's how much of products or services that they're going to use within the 2 years. If you spend 10,000 naira to acquire that customer, that's a good spend, right? If you spend at least 10,000, 5,000 to 10,000 to acquire that customer, that's still a good spend. That's still expensive. If you spend 2,000 to acquire that customer, that's a super good spend. But even 10,000 is still a good spend, because if somebody is going to spend 120,000 naira for you and you acquire them with 10,000 naira, then you have done well. There is a cost to acquiring a customer. Most of you don't understand this. The ones who win in the business is the one who can spend the most to acquire the customer. That's why you don't have a lot of customers, because you are not willing to spend on your customer, and you have not yet deployed your creativity so strongly enough that it can knock the effect of somebody who is spending money. The one who spends the most money is the one who gets the customer. But that's in acquisition. That person may also not know how to retain the customer, because you can spend the money to get the customer. What about retaining them? Now, retaining is where the secret of growth is. If you want to hack your growth, you must understand how to retain your customer. So there must be a life cycle marketing. So you must understand that when this person comes on board our platform, after they buy, what are the things we're going to say to them? You have to send them a thank you message. You have to do this to them. Then after 2-3 days, and you have to ask them how are they enjoying their product? What are they doing? What is working with them and all that? Then you have to go on from there to ask them what can you. So you have to offer them another thing. So we have a new promo that is coming out. So they have already bought A from you, but you sell B, C, D. So you are telling them, okay, we're having a product that you can merge together. You can match A, B, C, and D together, and we're doing a promo. So if you do this promotion, because you are already our customer, you're going to get a 50% off, and you're going to do this. Guess what? That's what Temu does all the time, and Temu is always knocking people off. People are overspending on Temu simply because Temu just puts all these deals together and tells them that they get 300,000. But the truth is that most of the things that you are buying for 300,000 is already overpriced. You cannot buy the things you want to buy. You have to buy the things that they choose for you, and those things are completely not worth the price that they said they're selling for. I'm sorry if it looks like, okay, we're not bad mouthing Temu here. We're just talking about about the product, and about the service that they are offering. All right, so you must learn that you can bundle things together. You create a bundle, you do cross marketing, you do cross pollination. So you understand that throughout the next 2 years, you must ensure that you get your 120,000 naira from this person. They are not just going to willingly come and spend that 120,000, but you know that if I do what I'm supposed to do well, I can get 120,000 out of this person in 2 years. And guess what? I will spend 10,000 to bring them on board. That's a very good thing. Okay. Number 2 is onboarding. The process of onboarding that person on your platform is as critical as the acquisition of that person. How do they get into your platform? You must create an experience around your onboarding session. Let the person feel special. Let them know that they are special. You need to create that sense of belonging as they are coming on your platform. Make them feel like they are king. Make them feel that they are special. Make them feel like they are royalty. Take your onboarding process important. Make it seamless. Don't be obnoxious. Don't call them anyhow. Don't talk to them anyhow. Don't just call their phone out of the blues. Send them good messages. Send them, be polite. Respect their time. Respect them. Say, okay, we want to introduce. No, you don't want to introduce you. Just you have to be polite in the way you talk to them, in the way you address them, in the way you onboard them. Let them feel special. Let them feel cared for. It is one of the ways in which you can retain that customer. If the customer feels, don't put people and your customer care people. That's why they are important. Or if you are the one handling your own customer care, don't be rude. Don't talk to your customers anyhow. Don't say, I don't like that customer. See, let me tell you, your customer can ask the same question 17 times. You are not allowed to get angry. The only time you can get angry is when they ask you the next time. Guess what? When you get to the next time, it is when they ask you the next time that you can get angry. You must always respect your customers. You must always make them feel special. Always. 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 Because when you retain a customer, that single customer can bring you 10 other customers. They can bring you 20 other customers. Referral, word of mouth is still king. The number 3 is create loyalty programs. Loyalty programs, people who have been buying from you for the last 2-3 years. There is nothing special that they are enjoying. They don't have any, there is no freebie, there is nothing, there is no reason for them. They are paying you good money to buy your product and there is no loyalty program. Come on. Create a loyalty program for those who have been our customers for more than 3 months. You know, send them a letter, send them a voucher, tell them that they get, even if it's just 2,000 you are giving them off. Let me tell you, it might not be a lot of money, but you see, the goodwill is important. You have been with us for 3 months, you get a 2,000 off your next, your next order. You have been with us for 6 months, you are getting 5,000 off your next order. Oh, you have been with us, and when you say we have been with us, it's not that we are counting time, you have been buying consistently. So you let them know that, oh, you have been with us for 3 months. Now, if you had made about 3 purchases in the last 3 months, then you are going to qualify. So let them know from your onboarding process that we have a loyalty program. If you buy with us from us 3 times in the next 3 months, you're going to qualify for our 3 months happy customer discount. Then if you buy with us from us at least 5 to 6 times within 6 months, you're going to get our happy customer 6-month discount. Right? If you buy from us for 1 year, you're going to get our, up until they buy from you for 10 years, you're going to fly them to Dubai. Yeah. That means if you have done business with us worth over 20 million, worth over 15 million, we will fly you to Dubai. Simple as ABC. But create a loyalty program. You understand what I'm saying? You might not be able to fly them to Dubai, but create a loyalty program. But if you think big, and you don't underestimate yourself, you can actually fly them to Dubai. All right. Other companies are doing it, so why not you? Part of customer retention is creating community engagement. There should be a community engagement. Always engage your community. Create a community around your product. You see, one of the things that celebrities do is that they create a fan base. So you have a Tonto Dike fan, you have a Stella Damasus fan. I don't even know the name of celebrities. We have an OBO fan, you have a Wizkid fan, and then the fans clashes. They clash and they fight, just like Lionel Messi fans and Ronaldo fans are. See, one of the things about fans, the fanship and fan base and all that, is all about community engagement. It's to create community engagement. That's why those guys are getting richer, because they can tap into their fan base. They can sell merchandise. They can sell their t-shirts. They can sell their. So Ronaldo can come up with a new, what's it called now? They can come up with a new. They can come up with a new. What's it called now? Perfume, and then within the next 72 hours, they can sell 1 million copies of that perfume easily. All across the world, they can sell $1 million in a night, right? Because of the fan base. Ronaldo has the largest, Instagram following of any sportsman in the world. So you can imagine, one post, it doesn't even need to boost. It doesn't need to spend money. It reaches everywhere. So community engagement is important. As you are building your brand, build your community. Build community around it. Build community. And how do you build community? Community is not about your product. Community is about the matters that surround your product. Community is about the problem that your product is solving. Community is about the things within society that your product addresses or your service addresses. So build a community around your product. Begin to ask questions. Begin to ask people to comment. Begin to ask people to ask them to engage. Throw out teasers. Throw out posers. Post questions. Right? Don't just say everything is just come and buy. No, build community. Feedback and surveys. That's part of building community. That's part of putting out something there to get, people's feedback from it. Then what are the channels you use to for a customer retention? Emails is very good for customer retention. People who are already buying from you, send them periodic emails. Maybe once a week you send them an email at the beginning of the week. If you sell your or WhatsApp broadcast at the beginning of every week, don't make it about your product. Don't tell them to come and buy your product. Make it about them. You are starting a new week. You are going out into the world. You are going about to look for what you're doing. You're going to look about for what to eat. You're going to look for how to make your business successful. Drop a business nugget. Drop a wise quote. Drop something. If it is your thing, drop a scripture. Right? I mean, depending on the kind of people that are following you, don't forget your customer persona is very, very important. Your buyer persona is important. Don't just go and drop scripture for just anybody. Just because you're a Christian doesn't mean everybody that buys from you is a Christian. They might not appreciate it. Just understand whether the people that you are buying from you will appreciate a scripture. But sometimes they don't appreciate, they will appreciate a wise quote from somebody. Put a wise quote there. Send it to them at the beginning of every week to ginger them up to go and make the bag at that week, to go and do well, to do excellently well that week. Do something for them. Send an email, send a motivating email or an exciting email. Send them a WhatsApp broadcast. Send them a personalized message. Yes, if you don't have a lot of customers, you can send messages to each of your customers one by one, by their name. One of the ways in which you send a personal message is through the email. If you have an email list, the name, the first name and the last name of each person is already there. You can customize that mail to address them by their first name. So you're going to say, "Dear Biodun, I know that the country is this, that economy is this, that, but I believe in you that you are about to win this week. And as you go out this week, I trust that your steps will be ordered, things will work out for you. I know that that there are enough reasons to give up, but I believe that you will not give up, and we are rooting for you," and things like that. You hand it and all that. Then put the link to your store there, put the link to your product there, put an offer there. If you would like to, for us to get you, to make your day easier or make your week easier, you would like to order one of our sumptuous parfait, just to make your call this number and all that. We have a special discount for this week waiting for you and all that, and we have a surprise for you. Put it there. Before you know it, somebody is going to click on it and they're going to try to come and get the surprise. But you see, by acknowledging them, by identifying with their situation, and by encouraging them to have a greater week, you have also set the tone for them to also want to buy from you the more. So you can get them to buy, but you can also retain them because they're going to love what you're doing with them. So use the channels very, very well. All right. So there's a skincare brand, that I know that has a WhatsApp customer club, right? So they set a WhatsApp group and it's a customer club and they put all their people there inside, and they will ask them, "Would you like to join our customer club?" and everything. So what they do there is that they don't sell within that customer club. They just drop nuggets. They drop new skin recipes that people want to try on their own, right? They advise on the kind of materials that should touch your skin, the kind of things and that's what they do. So they just and people love it. They are there, they feel cared for. Every week there's an advice, there's a new video that the owner of the brand will do for them, just advising them and all that, when to use sunscreen, when not to use sunscreen, and things like that and all that. When the weather is changing, there's advice for them. Please, when you are going out, use this kind of supplements for your skin and all that. So they get all these good advices, and then they want to stay in the group forever. That's one of the things to do. So what's your assignment? I want you to write 2 post customer retention ideas. All right, so post acquisition customer retention ideas. I want you to write down 2 ideas that you are going to implement in your business to retain your customers, right? After this class, 2 ideas that you are going to use to retain your customers after this class. Okay, all right, let's okay, so this is going to be the last slide before we go to our question and answer. All right, so how do you integrate and measure all these things, right? So I've been talking about some of these things, so I'm just going to explain it easily for you. So we talked about your customer journey, right? We talked about your customer journey mapping, and then that's the AARRR funnel. And I'm going to explain what that means. Now, your customer journey is is the visual outline of the steps your customer needs to take from the point where they discover your brand to becoming a loyal advocate of your brand. So you need to be able to visually write down and create a map of the first time this a customer is going to hear about my business up until the point where they become a loyal advocate, where they can swear by my brand. How many steps would they need to take? What are the stages? So that when you begin to look at your business, it can help you to identify the gaps that are there, identify the pain points and the opportunities for engagement across different channels that you need to have. Now, the first step in a customer journey map is the first step is what we call awareness. Awareness. The awareness, and I think you need to write these things down. Awareness. How do people discover your business? How do they discover? That's awareness. How do they discover your business? How do they become aware of your business? So the channels that are available: Instagram, Facebook ads, Seller Smart, Google search, word of mouth. How do people typically become aware of your business? So that is the first stage. The second stage is the stage of consideration. They are aware of your brand. They've heard about Toyin and Toyin Stores Nigeria Limited. Now, how do they? So they now go to consideration. How do they explore your products or your services? How do they explore your product or your services? So you need to consider what the channels are for consideration. Your website, your WhatsApp chat, your Instagram page, the reviews you have, on Seller Smart. Those are the considerations. How do they consider your product or service? So how do they explore your product or services? Now, the number 3 stage is what we call the purchase stage. So how do they purchase? Now, do they complete the transaction? Sometimes there is something called on an e-commerce page. Somebody wants to buy something, they add it to cart, but you call it an abandoned cart, right? There's something called abandoned cart in e-commerce. People they have the intention to buy, they look at your product, they kind of like it, they added it to their cart, but for some reason they don't pay, they don't complete that transaction, they don't check out, right? So they do not complete transaction. So you need to understand, do they make purchase? How will they complete that transaction? What can you do to make them complete that transaction? So what are the channels? Your online store, that's your Seller Smart store. Your how do they pay? Through bank transfer, through POS, through USSD payments? What are the pain points that can stop them from from going through with their decision to purchase from you? You need to look at that and see, how do we mitigate on these issues, right? Number 4 is retention. How do they come back or stay engaged with your business? And the channels you need for that is email newsletters. I already told you about that. WhatsApp broadcast, loyalty programs, and etc. etc. I already told you about that. So that's retention. You bring them back, you make them stay engaged, you make them buy from you over and over again. That's retention. And number 5 is advocacy. How do they now go on from buying from you to begin to actively refer you to others or to share their reviews across platforms? Then you need to be able to, the channels you use for that is you need to get testimonials, you need to tag them through social media tags, Instagram tags, you need to, referrals. So you look at that, that's how you are able to get it. So those are the 5 typical stages under a customer journey map: awareness, consideration, purchase, retention, and advocacy. Those 5 things are the 5 steps that you need to have. Now, the AARRR funnel is also something that is similar. All right, it's a framework, right? A 5-step growth framework that mirrors that customer journey. The same thing that we just talked about. It helps you track and optimize how people discover, how they use, and how they return to your product. Now, the first A stands for acquisition. How do users find you? The second A stands for activations. Do your users have a great first experience? How do you onboard them? That is activation. Do they have a great first experience in your using your services, coming on your product, coming on your platform? Do they have a great first experience? Number 3 is retention. Do they come back? Do they come back after they have experienced you? Was the experience great enough to make them come back a second time, a third time, a fourth time, and to keep coming back over and over again? Now, the second R, which is number 4, is referral. Do they tell others about you? So AARR, the second R is, do they tell others about you? Do your users, do they share? Every time you make a post, do they share on their WhatsApp status? Do they share to their users? Do they share on their Instagram reels? Do they share on their Instagram stories? Do they share, there referral codes that makes it easy for them to tell other people? Do you have a discount that you offer to them that all their family members or their friends and family can also benefit from? So if they refer 2 people, they also get 500 naira airtime or something. And you have a referral system that works. And the last R is revenue. Are you making money? Are you making money? The metrics of this is the CLTV I told you about, the customer lifetime value. Then you have an AOV, which is your average order value. How much are they how much are they ordering at a particular time? And then your net revenue, how much are you making? Sometimes you can have revenue and not have profit. Sometimes you can have revenue and not break even. But the first step is for you to even have revenue. Are you making money? If you are making money, if you know how to optimize very, very well, you can know exactly where things are lopsided. And as you begin to tweak it, you can tweak yourself into profitability. All right. All right. So we go from there to the key metrics, which is the CPL, the conversion rate, and the CLTV. So let me just explain it again. The CPL means your cost per lead. That is the amount of money you spend on marketing to acquire a single customer. Your customer acquisition cost, or your cost per lead. That is the amount of money you spend to acquire a single customer. So a CPL is you calculate it by the total amount of money you spend on advert and over the divided by the total number of leads acquired. So if, let's say, you spend 50,000 naira running a campaign or running an advert, and you are able to get 100 emails, that's 100 leads over 50,000 naira. It means the cost of acquiring each customer is 500 naira. You have acquired each lead, sorry, not customer, each lead. Your cost per lead is 500 naira, right? Now you still need to be able to convert that lead. So now let's say you have 100. If you have 100 and you are able to convert 25% of them, right, and each of those 25% spend, let's say they spend each of them spend, like, let's say 10,000 naira each to buy something from you or to buy your product or your services. 10,000 naira times 25 gives you 250,000 naira, I think, thereabout. So if you have spent 50,000 naira to acquire that customer, each customer, and you have spent you are able to make 250,000 naira from your eventual conversion, then it makes it worth it. Okay, so your CPL is your total ad spend divided by the number of leads you have acquired. Now you have what is called your conversion rate. Your conversion rate is the percentage of your leads or website visitors who now take that desired action of making a purchase or signing up. Now, let's say you are running a program, you want to have like a training, and you want people to sign up for the training. It might not be paying money. They might not need to pay money, but you convert them into a customer by making them to sign up for that course. All right. Or you want them to make a purchase, right? So your conversion rate is the number of conversions divided by the number of leads that you have. So let's say that the number of people who eventually buy from you is 25, and the number of leads that you generated, like we said earlier, it was 100. So you put 25 divided by 100 times 100. That is 1/4 times 100. That is 25%. So that means that you have a 25% conversion rate. You were able to convert just a quarter of the number of leads you have. A 25% conversion rate is not bad. It just means that if you increase the number of your leads to 1,000 and you can convert 25%, that means you will convert roughly about 250 of them. That means you can increase the effectiveness of your conversion of your business by either increasing your lead acquisition, reducing the number of money you have to you have to get those leads and then converting them the more. Then we have your CLTV, which is your customer lifetime value. Now, the total amount of revenue a customer is expected to bring in during their relationship with your business is called the customer lifetime value. I told you. So if they say that somebody is going to be with you for 2 years, and then they are going to spend 120,000 naira over 2 years. So your CLTV is calculated by the formula, the average purchase value times the purchase frequency times the customer lifespan. So let's say this. Okay, so let's say that the average purchase value that person is going to buy every time they buy something for 10,000 naira, and then they only buy this thing like 6 times in a year, and then they are going to buy it for 2 years because they're going to be your customer for 2 years. So a 10,000 naira times 6 times 2 makes 120,000 naira. Now, how can you increase your customer lifetime value? You can do something to increase you can either increase the average purchase value from 10,000 naira to 20,000 naira, and then that can make your CLTV go from 120,000 to 240,000 naira. That's how you increase your revenue. Or you can increase the purchase frequency from 6 times a year to, let's say, 8 times or 9 times a year. If you do that now, you would have increased the amount of money. And you can increase all these things. And you can offer optimal service so much that this person can stay with you for more than 2 years. That increases the customer lifetime value, right? So those are the metrics you measure when you are in your business, all right? Key metrics: your CPA, your conversion rate, and your CLTV. Now, these are the tools that you use: Google Analytics, Meta Suite, your email statistics if you're using a very good email provider, and your WhatsApp insights. Now, these are the tools. Analytics helps you to be able to see what is going on behind the screen, how the people are engaging with your advert, engaging with your website, engaging with your landing pages. You use Google Analytics for that. Use Meta Suite because you run your advert through Meta Suite. It has a boatload of data that you can always, and statistics that you can always get, behind the scene, and you can look at that can tell you what is going on with your advert and everything. And then your email statistics, you can see who opened which email. You can see the time. For instance, if you send an email in the morning at 8 a.m. and you send another email at 6 p.m. and you find that people open the email at 8 a.m., more than they open the one that you sent at 6 p.m. It means that you have learned that on that particular day of the week, people open their emails more in the morning. That means you send more morning emails. That's how you use the tools available, the statistics available to help you get better. And then your WhatsApp has insight. Through your WhatsApp insight, you can also know the things that are going on without people are engaging with your catalog on or WhatsApp business. Now, the last thing is your KPI dashboard. That's how to key performance indices. KPI means key performance indices. That's how to track your growth consistently. Your KPI dashboard, this is something you have to you can probably find something to download online. There are probably templates for this on that you can use. What's it called for? Excel templates that you can use to measure, like a dashboard where you can begin to put in the metrics that can help you to track your growth consistently. So the results from your advert, the results from your customer acquisition efforts, your customer conversion efforts, your customer retention efforts. As you begin to put those results into the KPI dashboard, you begin to see your growth and you begin to see the curves, and you can see exactly where to tweak and what not to tweak. All right. Okay. So I think I might have come to the end of this teaching tonight. Okay. So I'm ready to take your questions. Right now. Before the questions, 3 core takeaways from tonight's session are this. First and foremost, acquire your customers with clear value. There must be a clear value you are giving, you are offering. That's how you acquire, or that's where customer acquisition comes in. Then you convert them with trust and with urgency. Convert with trust and with urgency. Then you retain them with delight and personalization. Make sure that there is delight. There is, make it personal for them. Personalize your services and your product to them. That's how you are able to retain your customers. So Don't forget these 3 core takeaways: acquire with clear value, convert with trust and urgency, and retain with delight and personalization. So thank you very much. God bless you all. It's been a delight being here. So I'm ready to take your questions now, if you have any.
Wow, wow, wow. Tonight has been another power-packed session. Wow, wow, wow. Fully packed package, says Eclear's Bites, and I truly agree with you on all levels. In fact, one of the things that you have gotten tonight is you have gotten a blueprint for your business. And I want to really, really plead with you that everything that you have learned tonight, please begin to apply them to your business. Begin to apply them. That is how you can get the guaranteed result. In fact, tonight's session is an executive MBA grade masterclass. Right? If you were to pay for this masterclass, I saw you today say $30,000. I'm sure it's even worth more than that, right? Because it is fully loaded. It is, from A to Z about your customer acquisition, customer conversion, and customer retention. Everything has been fully broken down for you to understand how to begin your journey as a business owner, right? And this, I can guarantee that with everything that you have learned tonight, once you begin to apply it within the next week, in fact, few weeks, you will even begin to see significant shifts in your business. And because we are changing the game, we are changing the narrative. We don't want to do business the same way. We want you to grow and scale your business. And so what has been delivered tonight is like a fully packed package, just like Excel Bites has said. And I just want us to, just for us to say that we really appreciate our facilitator tonight. I want you to begin to take everything that you have learned and begin to apply it. So please, if you have your questions, in fact, I already believe that this class is fully loaded. Like, it's just like when you have been overfed, right? Like there's no room for more. But I believe that when you still go back, right, and listen, because you cannot listen to this session one time and get everything. It is too loaded for you to miss any part of it. So you need to go and rewatch and begin to glean all the wisdom and insights that has been shared tonight. And if you have any questions, because of time, we may not be able to take questions anymore, right? But if you still have questions, just drop them within the WhatsApp community, and we'll see how we can get them across to our facilitator. We just want to thank you so much, sir, for tonight. You have really, really impacted us. What we have learned will stay with us, and we want to guarantee that we are going to make a significant shift in our business. So I just want to please the way of showing your massive appreciation to our facilitator. I want you to see your comments. Thank you. Just begin to share what has hit you tonight. Just begin to appreciate our facilitator, Mr. Abiodun Makinde. We are going to drop his details, his social media details, LinkedIn profile, and everything. So if you want to follow him for more insight, and I definitely want to advise and recommend that you follow him so that you can glean more wisdom. So thank you so much for everything. Yeah, Tom Declutter says we don't belly full, right? Yeah, so thank you so much for tonight. And God bless you, sir. Thank you for everything that you have shared with us tonight. If we have any more questions, we'll send them across to you, right? Because I know that everybody has taken so much tonight, and we need to they need to go and take, like, really expand on what has been taught tonight. So thank you. We see the comments. Everybody is just appreciating you for everything that has been shared tonight. Just like I said, apply everything. This is too loaded for you to go back the same way. You cannot attend to 9th session and say and become complacent again. In fact, I call this like a revival session for your business. You are going back and changing the narrative. You are going back to do something different. This is too loaded for you to just not apply anything that you have learned. So thank you so much for tonight. We appreciate your presence, and watch out. We are bringing in for other sessions within the week. So if you believe that this session has been a masterclass, then you don't want to miss the other sessions coming up. UTB Equa says complete 1 hour 44 minutes of impact. I truly yes, support that. This has really been truly impactful. So thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next session. All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye. All right. So we are going to round up for tonight because wow, we've almost spent 2 hours together. Can you believe that? And I just want you to celebrate yourself for staying through from beginning to the end. And I want to tell you that Seller Smart Incubation Program is not like any other program. You can already tell, and from everything that we've shared, you can already begin to see that this what we are doing within this program is very, very practical. We are sharing practical insights that will ensure that your business grows and scales, right? So please, I want to plead with you. My mantra is always apply your knowledge. Acquired knowledge does not transform or guarantee results. It is only what you apply that will guarantee results. And that's why we ensure that we bring tasks and those weekly challenges that we bring. It's just because we don't want you to take all these things and just take them away. We want to ensure that you are applying what you are learning, right? Even beyond what we are giving you as tasks, we want you to go back and begin to sit down with all these things that you are learning from the very first session till this time. You cannot afford to take away any part of this session. Every training session is building layer upon layer. There's something new that you are gaining. So every session is so impactful, and you cannot afford to miss it, right? Because there's something at the end of the day when you bring everything together, it creates a whole package, a whole meal served, nourished, and nurturing your business, because we want your business to grow and scale. We are in week 4, right? And we are going to week 6. So get ready for more. All right. So I'll be sharing his social media handle. So please go and follow him online. And don't forget, lastly, don't forget to share your insights in the community. That's how we will know that you are really present in the class and you have taken everything that you are learning to heart, right? So please go back right now after this session, go back and begin to share your insights. All right. So see you tomorrow for another Power Pack session by Mr. Biodun Makinde, right? So we are moving higher, right? Your business must go global this year. Remember, your business must go global. So good night, everyone, and have a wonderful night rest. Bye.